مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في حق الأنبياء وكلا فضلنا على العالمين. I start by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I humbly ask Allah to raise the rank and honor of His holy messenger Muhammad, his dear companions, and his kind family. The subject of study today is the prophets of Allah Ta'ala. The prophets of Allah are many in number. In the Qur'an, there are 25 that are mentioned. But we know from the hadith that there is 124,000 prophets. The first being Adam alayhi salam, and the last and final being Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Their number, some of the scholars accepted this hadith and taught it to their students. Other scholars said that to be on the safe side, we will say that no one knows the number of the prophets except Allah, and they did not designate a number. They did not choose to give a number to the prophets in fear that they may leave one out, for example. The prophets were the most noble people. Allah Ta'ala bestowed upon them the most noble characteristics, physical and moral. Physical and moral. They had beautiful faces. They had beautiful voices. They spoke the truth and stood for the truth. Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam said, مَا بَعَثَ اللَّهُ نَبِيًّا إِلَّا حَسَنَ الْوَجْهِ وَحَسَنَ الصَّوْتِ وَإِنَّ نَبِيَّكُمْ لَأَحْسَنَهُمْ صَوْتًا وَوَجْهًا وَإِنَّ صَاحِبَكُمْ لَأَحْسَنَهُمْ صَوْتًا وَوَجْهًا, which means all the prophets that Allah sent had beautiful faces, had very handsome faces, and beautiful voices. And the Prophet informed us that he is the most handsome of them all. Many Muslims, or many people I've met at least, think that Prophet Yusuf is the most handsome alayhi salam. This is not correct. The beauty or the handsomeness of Prophet Muhammad is much greater than Yusuf. But his haiba, his charisma, used to cover his beauty, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the least of the Muslims in Al-Jannah would have the beauty of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, which is considered as half of the beauty, shatrul jamali, which means that if we take all of the beautiness that Allah Ta'ala created and we supposedly cut it in half, then half of it would be similar to the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam. And mashallah, Prophet Muhammad is even more beautiful than that. May Allah Ta'ala grant us His sight in our dreams this night and every night. And grant us His sight in Yawm al-Qiyamah, and His intercession, and grant us His companionship in Al-Jannah. Sallallahu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Rasulallah. Today, inshallah, we'll be speaking about the greatness of the prophets. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the ayah that I recited in the beginning of the class, that the prophets they have been given the highest status among the creation. And why? One may ask, why is their status the highest? Their status is even higher than the angels. higher than any of the creation, higher than the sun that is so beneficial to us. The prophets were given a higher status than the sun and the moon and the night and the day and the many beneficial creations. That the air that we breathe, the prophets have a higher status than that. So may Allah's mercy be upon, may Allah, salawatullahi ta'ala wa salamuhu alayhim. Their benefit is the greatest to humanity. Their benefit is the greatest. So that's why their status is also up there with their benefit. Because when the person believes in the prophets, he's saved from an eternal, from an everlasting hellfire, which is truly painful in body and soul. No benefit in this world could compare to being saved from an everlasting hellfire, which truly exists as we speak. And by their benefit, a person, the door of Al-Jannat, the door of heaven would be open. And the one who enters Al-Jannat will reside there, will live there, will be there forever without an end. Not 1,000 years, not 1,000,000 years, not 1,000,000,000,000 years, but forever. Ila abadil abad, forever. MashaAllah, this is such a great reward. This benefit is from the prophets. Peace and blessings be upon them all. The prophets were all Muslim. None of them taught other than Islam. They all taught complete submission to the orders of Allah Ta'ala. They all taught the belief that Allah is one without a partner, that Allah is not similar to the creation, that Allah does not accept to be worshipped, and no one other than Allah deserves to be worshipped. No creation can be worshipped. The only one who deserves to be worshipped is the creator of the creation, and Allah does not need us. No, nor does He need our worship, but we need Him, and we are the winners if we worship Him, and if we don't, we are the losers. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam did not worship the stars, did not worship the sun, did not worship the moon. Be careful of those who misinterpret the ayahs of the Qur'an and think that Prophet Ibrahim was a doubtful person who worshipped different creation and then was led to the Iman in Allah Ta'ala. This is against Islam. The prophets were attributed with ismat. What does ismat mean? They were protected. They always chose Iman. They never disbelieved in Allah. Not for a split second did they disbelieve or have doubt in the greatness of Allah, even before they received the revelations. Prophet Ibrahim, Allah made him know at a young age. And all the prophets, Allah made them know from when they were young about the greatness of Allah and about the tawheed, the oneness of Allah, and about that Allah is not similar to the creation and not in need of the creation. So be warned of those people who misinterpret the Qur'an and claim that Prophet Ibrahim worshipped the star by saying, "Hada Rabbi." Prophet Ibrahim did not affirm the godhood of the sun, the moon, or the star, or the stars, but rather he said, "Hada Rabbi," which means, "This is my Lord," which means, "This is not my Lord." This is called a negative interrogative in English. In Arabic it's called istifhamun inkari, which means you're making a claim, but you mean the opposite of that claim. If I told you, you stole my car, and you told me, I stole your car, you're not admitting to being a thief, but you're denying the fact that you stole a car. And this is the type of statement that it is mentioned in the Qur'an in regards to Prophet Ibrahim. So brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you. May Allah protect our Iman. Be warned about those children books that are being published in the name of Islam. That are injected with poison, claiming that Prophet Ibrahim worshipped other creation. This is an insult. Our master Ibrahim, Nabiullah Ibrahim, is the mountain of Tawheed, is a Nabi. He never had shak in Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala said regarding Ibrahim, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلِ. Ibrahim was always firm on Iman, and the prophets are the mountains and the oceans of Iman. They are the best examples to the world, and it is not permissible to claim that they worshipped Allah other than Allah, even for a split second. Be firm on that. Walhamdulillah. وصلى الله على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم آمين.